Good evening, everybody. Not for the first time, I should say, but yes, good evening. It will be to you guys that are following the Formula Racing League GT3 Sunday competition. This is round 2 at the the infamous Spa. Has to be my favourite track, hands down. I've said that many a time on the comms. Let me just double check, as I always do, that we're live, which I'm sure we are. There shouldn't be any issues with that. So, welcome, round 2. What a hectic evening it has been so far. For anybody watching this particular stream at the beginning, we have just completed a 2-hour endurance race at Silverstone. So I did that on the PS5 with a number of our drivers, and then we've had a quick break. And then we're straight over here for another mammoth session on comms. And in this one, so we've got, who have we got in here? So Michael races, Traction Dave, actually those two. Michael won that race, congratulations Michael, and Traction came second. What a great outing by those two. And if you want to see something interesting about how much teammates really love each other, go to the end of the stream, watch Traction finish the race, and see what he does afterwards. I did call it, and it was pretty epic. And Andy Cray 911, he also completed that full 2-hour race. So well done to you, Andy. You're all gents, and I'm sure some of the other chaps in here have been involved, maybe on the PS4 platform. So, who we got in there? Gamer's there. Okay, so Gamer's going to be home soon. 10:05. Okay, better hurry, mate. Better hurry. Yeah. So here we are. We're getting ready for this one. So last week was round 1, and I mean, that was some pretty epic racing last week. We had all sorts of weather conditions going on. It was originally supposed to be at Donington. Then there was an issue in terms of the server size and those things. So that ended up being a wet race last week, and it was pretty good actually. So we'll have a run through the standings. I know it's early in the season, but I think the usual, shall we say, the usual competitors are up there, as you just see. Traction, I think, Michael going flying by. We look at some of the chaps in the pit lane there. Just have a quick look at those cars, and then we'll keep an eye on Leddy. Yeah, Leddy is currently the championship leader in his number 9 Bentley. He does love a green Bentley, does Leddy. So let's have a quick run through of who's actually racing tonight. So you can see that on the left hand side of the screen. So Leddy, Traction Dave's in. GT Jamie 141, he kept me company during the live stream, so thank you for that, Jamie. Deadfish is in this evening in the Lexus. Renville, he's also in a Lexus this evening. Daz Parker, obviously everyone loves Daz because he sends us all this kind of stuff, so thanks Daz. He's in the 237 Audi. Fresh Jinx is in. Crazies is in. Crazies did have a dabble in the endurance race. I believe it had some sort of technical issues there, and along with a number of other people, unfortunately, I think it's to do with the patch that needs to come out with the PS5. Ended up, I think, getting bombed from the server or something happened. Anyway, so he's in. He'll be good on this one tonight. Will Friedman, he's in the Ferrari, the number 8 Ferrari. As you all know, that's my number. Fresh Brizzle is in, as always, in his Bentley, number 998. Floppy Fox, remember, he had a fantastic debut last week. ERT Milden came on the live chat last week and said, dark horse, and indeed, I think he won the first race and had a really strong second race as well. So I'm very keen to see how he performs in the Lexus at Spa tonight. Michael races. We don't say much about Michael. He's our reigning FRL champ in the number 1 Lambo. Not his choice of car. His teammate Traction wanted that, so Michael's still getting used to her, I believe. Marek's in the Ferrari. I'm sure he wants to put in a better show this week. He didn't have a great race at all last week, and he said that in the Discord afterwards was not like him. But I'm sure he'll be back to his best today. He knows this track, I believe. Joseph Troe, one of I think our first American driver, one of the first people I interviewed on here when we started doing the comms many months ago. Really nice guy is Joseph. So I'm sure he'll do well. He's strong at this track in the Lexus. And then Spacey in the number 12 Ferrari. Quick driver. So we do have a couple of absentees this evening. Let's just give you those quickly. So Zuchu can't be with us today. FRL Georgie Priest, he can't be with us today. And I Am Slow, the controller, he can't be with us either. He also took part in the 2-hour endurance race. And I feel your pain. I mean, I've been sat in this chair for about 2.5 hours for that race. I've had a walk around, a bite to eat, a little bit of a stretch. I don't mean a workout, obviously I'm old now. Bit of a stretch because my back is stiff as hell. So I'm sure it'll be much the same after this one. Probably just sleep here tonight. But yeah, so he's, you know, I mean, I Am Slow is all the way over in Australia. So I mean, he doesn't sleep that much when he's racing with us. He stays up till silly o'clock. So yeah, he's taken a bit of an injury and he's going to have a pass for tonight, which is fine. We don't mind, mate. We don't mind. I really appreciate you doing the 2-hour race, to be fair. So that's what we've got on that front. Now we'll look at the teams in the standings very shortly. Again, just to touch on that 2-hour endurance race, if anyone's watching this and wonders what that was about, evidently there's some pretty poor things happening across the world at the moment, and we thought we'd take that opportunity across PC, PS4 and PS5 to put on that endurance race to see if we could raise some. We had no target in mind. I don't know what the figures are on that yet. We wanted to raise a couple of pounds to go directly to the Red Cross to help people that need the help. I mean, we don't, do we? Let's be honest, we're all doing this. We're having fun. Well, sorry, fun. We're having fun doing this. But there's people out there that do need help. So if anybody wants to donate, please go on to the formularacingligue.co.uk website. I'm sure there's a link on there. If you need help with that, drop me a DM in Discord, put a comment on the live chat and I can help you out. Or obviously my email address is on there as well, commsbycoops@outlook.com, and I'll obviously oblige and help direct you that way. So, very worthwhile cause, I'm sure you will all agree on that one. So, standings, come on Mike, obviously Mike's with us, let's get him over here. Come on dude. Still, he's not as stiff as Tim either. Right, anyway, so currently in first place of the championship we have Lely on 75 points. Crazies is then currently second place on 74 points. So again, we've already got Battle starting to form there. Floppy Fox with his fantastic couple of results, he's third on 70 points. Spacey is fourth on 66. Then you've got Michael on 60. GT Jamie is sixth on 58 points. Gamer Dad is seventh on 56 points. Fresh Brizzle, don't know why I say his name like that, who knows. So Fresh Brizzle, he is 8th on 50 points. Renville is 9th on 49 points. Joe is 10th on 48 points. And then we've got Andy is 11th on 42 points. Marek is currently 12th on 40. He'll be looking to push up the field with that one. I Am Slow is 13th with 26 points. Obviously won't score any today. Traction is 14th at the moment on 18 points. Considering he chose that Lambo, he needs to move himself up the grid a little bit. And then we've got Fresh Jinx and everybody else really. Zuchu, Miles, Tarek. Tarek was in last week. Are all on 0 points. Okay, so things are going to start to form up quite nicely. Race format. If you are new, I shall let you know. If you're not new, I'm going to tell you anyway. So GT3 Sundays it's always looked forward to during the week. Okay, it's a good series. You've got a 15-minute qualifying session, pretty standard. Get those laps in. We have a 30-minute sprint race. There is a mandatory stop where you must take tyres. And then for the second race, it's normally 7, but it's actually been 10 for the last few times we've done it. So it's a shorter qualifying run. The top 5 from race 1 cannot set a qualifying time. They can obviously go out in terms of checking tyre temps and those things. They can't set a lap. So those 5 then start from the back of the grid in complete reverse order. So, i.e., whoever finishes first will start last, second to last, third to last, etc. for the top 5. And that just creates a brilliant race in terms of the second one, because you've got the top 5 guys from the first race who you assume will also be, unless people have had an issue, the top 5 guys in the second race, but they're starting at the back. So they've got to fight their way through. They've got to use clever strategies. They've got to be aware of what's going on around them. Oh, hold on. Oh, Dow's pinging me. I'll have to message him shortly. Yeah, so they've got to try and get through from the back, but the guys in front, they're all scrapping because it's their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak, and that's why it's always a great race. But also, this is Tier 1. There aren't any slow guys in this tier, so it's not easy to come through from the back. So I think it's going to be a great race. I love this track. I think everybody loves this track, and I'd say it separates the men from the boys. But I think you're going to see everyone is obviously it'll be slightly different pace. But even if you look at the times now and through practice, okay, you've got half. Okay, Michael's just done a 2:19.1, so he's half a second ahead at the moment. But then you've got Lely, so Lely's half a second behind. Traction is another 1/10 and a half behind, and then Floppy Fox is thousandths behind. So's Will's probably 50 thousandths behind him, and then you've got GT Gem, and then you've got to get back to Will. But all that's going to close up. So you are in for a treat. I have no doubt about that. Miles is in. Great. Good to see Miles in the Bentley, number 2 Bentley. So we've got 16 in this evening, which is good. That's a good number. And we've got Gamer Dad to come as well, remember, let's not forget that. So Gamer Dad's hoping he's going to do his usual. And if you don't know what his usual is, obviously you need to go back and watch some of my previous streams. But basically, what Gamer Dad likes to do is he likes to... obviously he works different times, so he normally gets out of work late. I know he would have been working really hard today to get out early, but that hasn't happened. So Gamer Dad normally rocks up, gets one qualifying lap in, and it's usually a bloody good qualifying lap, and then off he goes, and he usually ends up top 5. So he'll be confident he can do the same tonight on this track. So we shall see. We shall see. You will obviously... Yeah, Keno's in. Hello Keno, he loves the track. Yeah, everyone loves this track. Good to have you with us, mate. Unlucky earlier on in the endurance race. Keno had a fantastic race. Drove the wheels off that Ferrari and was on for a nailed on podium. I'm not going to tell you what happens with it. Go and watch it. Go on. Wow, you know, Sunday evening after this one, go and watch that one. It's all for a good cause. Fresh Buzzers in. Hey Coops, hello buddy. Hope you're well. Good luck tonight, mate. Fresh. Actually, one thing, Fresh. This is really serious, right? I know you're going to be taking note of this now. No incidents on lap 1, right? Just don't get people too close to you, all right? You remind me of Chico when I first started this. He was always really, really fast, as you are, and he just seemed to be a magnet for incidents. And more than half the time, they weren't his fault. So you have the pace, buddy. Yeah, you have the pace. There you go. That's my count. That's another section we can have. Coops counselling. Brilliant. Coops counselling for racing drivers. Love it. So we're keeping an eye on Lenny at the moment. So Spacey's gone second. So again, this is just free practice. Nothing's hanging on this one. But again, it's a good opportunity for the guys just to get to know the track, how it feels, what the conditions are like. Good effort, Spacey. Commentator's cursed there as he smashes that. Straight out of Le Com. We will, of course, do a full lap guide when we get into qualifying. We didn't have a driver interview today. It wasn't enough time to get that set up with the guys in terms of, being online just after 6 o'clock for this endurance session that we've just done, and then having a short break and coming on here. So we will obviously return to that next week. I know everyone likes our featured driver. So today you're all my featured driver. All of you. So before we get going on that, quick cheers. Thank you everyone from my coffee delivery device. I'm going to copyright that. So normally what happens is I make a coffee and I have every intention of drinking the coffee because I think it's going to stimulate those brain cells. It's going to keep me up to date on what's going on the computer, and I'm going to deliver some fantastic commentary to you guys. And then usually I just get carried away talking, I wouldn't say nonsense, stuff, I'll say stuff, and then I forget to drink it. But given what we've just been through, I definitely need to have this one. So, and it wouldn't be right if I didn't say, if anybody really likes what goes on here, yeah, please press the like button. I say that every week. It's so important for the channel and for FRL and for all you guys to get more airtime out there, more people looking at you. Press the like button. If you want to sub, awesome. I'm really grateful. You don't have to do that. Just like the video. But the most important thing that I need you guys to take away with you today is, if you want to help support the channel and the time that goes in and the effort and all the stuff that happens on there, I have set up a donations page. There's a website. It's called buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops. There's obviously going to be a link on the program and on the description, and it is what it is. You can go in there and buy me a coffee. Yeah, a couple of quid, bump. It's not a Patreon, it's not a recurring thing, but you know, let's say one race you do amazing and you love the commentary and you think, you know what, let's give Coops £2. Don't give me 500. But you know what I mean, it's the same sort of thing, right?
Green light, go, go, go.
You have to. Listen, every time you see me, I'm wearing this t-shirt. It shows you I don't actually have any clothes. So, buymeclothes.com. No, I'm just joking. Right, into qualify we go. That's enough silliness, shall we? Right, who's out first? Lely. Right, let's get on board. And the beauty of the PS4 version. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. The beauty of the PS4 version, you will all notice a significant difference, which is this. Look. Oh. Oh. Hey. Oh. I can change my camera angles, which you know means you guys are going to have a great evening, because you're going to get all the action as it happens from different angles. You're not going to be able to take your eyes off it. So don't. Get a coffee, sit down, buy me one, and watch the racing. Simple. Good. Brizzle and Keno having a bromance in the chat. That's what I like to see. I like to see that. Right. So, Lely is. Where's the track thing on us? I've moved it, haven't I? So Lely's in his warm-up lap, as you can tell. Top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, we have his current lap time, 2:19, 2:20, in red, obviously. So he's invalidated, but this isn't a real lap. So. But he's got fresh jinx in his Porsche in front of him, and Lely is definitely looking quicker than him. Going to want to clear him before he gets onto that first quick lap. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm feeling it already now. It doesn't matter we did that 15-hour session before this for the endurance race. I'm in the cars, I can move, I can look at the angles, I can move around. We are all good. Right, as we go through towards bus stop. Okay, so... is it lap guide time? I think it is. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so hard and pay can run nice and wide here on the start-finish straight. And then we're going to veer ourselves diagonally across to the left. We want to be on the left-hand side as we come up to the first corner. Just there where the patch of grass goes light. Want to get hard on the brakes, down into first. Trail right in there. You can cut back nicely. Get back on the power early. Obviously, depending on what vehicle you're in. If it's the Ferrari, the back end's going to try and step on you there. If it's the Aston, she's going to try and do a slow spin as we come down towards Eau Rouge. Straddle the curb, 2 tyres over the left, and then straddle the one, on the right, and then straddle the left again. Come all the way across to the right. Should be changing up really to 6th gear before then. So just as you're coming up to the pit exit, that's when you know you've had a good run through there. Down the Kemmel straight onto the left hand side before the curbing on the left. Hard on the brakes, down to 2nd for me and the Ferrari certainly. Take the green Astro, then cut this slightly, not too much though, because the back can start to spin on you. Up into 3rd, take the curb, drift across to the left hand side, straight back on the power. We want to be before the curbing, down into 1st gear. Keep it tight, use the camber of the road to keep you tucked in there, and then you've got to wait, be patient, squeeze on the way out. Into 3rd gear, you can either do this in 3rd or drop it into 2nd through no name. You want to be a bit close to the curb on the left hand side there, and then full throttle straight down towards the beautifully fast Puant. On the right hand side there, you've got an orange bit on the fence, down a gear. I normally drop it 2 in the Ferrari, wait till about there, then you can get straight back on the power, tuck it tight inside to this curb and then drift out wide, sets you up nicely through campus, under the bridge, on the brakes, into 3rd probably. I thought he'd do 3rd in the Bentley, definitely 2nd in the Ferrari. off the power, then back on the power. As soon as that bit of gravel on the left-hand side ends there by the curbing, bring it across the left, hard on the brakes, down to second. You need to trail in here, then get back on the power. You've got a trust, she's going to come out just enough. Now, some cars you can go flat through there, some you can't. If you're starting to pull across and you can't go flat, you can either do an on and off blip, which will pull the car around slightly, or you could just up change straight away. Yeah, full throttle through here, put towards rally on. Yeah, it's a medium turning for the Bentley. With the Ferrari, you've got to turn in really early on there. As soon as we get under the stanchion there, we're going to get hard on the brakes, down to first gear, trail, 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 trail. We should be coming off there, little blip, off, turn her in, apex, drag it out wide, full throttle, all the way to the line. And what's that time going to be? A 2:19, so that puts him second, a 2:19.1, and there is your fast lap of Spa. If that's not worth a coffee, I don't know what is, ladies and gentlemen. Right, what do you reckon, Mike? What are you saying? It was good, wasn't it? It was good, thank you. Right, so Michael is currently up top, 87,000. Right, actually, let's get out of that camera angle. See ya. Let's helicam that one up. Right, let's go back in, see what's what. So, okay, my head is still slightly in the way of the time, so 9 minutes something left. Let's have a look on there. Dale's in. Hello, Dale. How you doing, buddy? Dale says hello. Is that all working because you're on PS4? Yeah. Must be doing 216. Dal, it's lovely to have you with us, mate. I do miss having you in here. Yes, all this is working perfectly because it is on the PS4 version. You are correct, and I do believe that when the patch comes, I pray to God when the patch comes that sorts that out for the PS5, because this is how it should be, and this is how I love doing the comms. That lap, perfect commentary on that lap. Yeah, I don't care, Crofty, bring it on. But that's what you can do when you can look at it properly. Anyway, let's get back to the time. So I hope you're well, Del. We've got 4 of you in watching so far. I've only got 2 likes. People, press the like button, okay? This is how fast it goes. Look, it's like simple, done. Everyone's happy. So Michael's currently out up top with a 2:18.777. It's impressive in the number 1 Lambo. His teammate Traction is 87 thousandths off the pace. Shame on you, Traction. That is so slow. Floppy Fox proving that last week wasn't a one-off. He's currently 3rd place, just 2 tenths behind. We watched Lenny complete his lap, and as Dal was saying, I mean, that was pretty quick talking from me. It was an epic lap, but he's 4 tenths down. Will Friedman is 5th in the number 8 Ferrari. He's only 36 thousandths off Will's time. And then we've got Spacey in the number 12 Ferrari. He's 8 tenths off the pace. So those 6 are pretty close. We've then got quite a big gap. I say we have got a big gap. Someone else has popped a time in. Back to Andy in the McLaren. He's 3 seconds off the pace. And then Marek is in 9th at the moment, 3.6. As you can see, GT Jamie in his Ferrari has just put his case forward. He is 2 3/4 tenths off Michael's time. So let's have a look at Michael. So Crazies, Fresh Jinx, Brizzle, Deadfish, Joseph, Miles, and Gamer Dad. Gamer Dad's in. Woohoo! A big guy. They have not set a time yet. But this chap, bearing in mind, people, Michael has just done a 2-hour endurance race plus qualifying plus practice at Silverstone and won that race. Lights to flag, right? No one got anywhere near him, right? He smashed that race. Traction has also done exactly the same and finished 2nd. So these two are on a bit of a roll this evening. Floppy Fox has improved. He's now only a 10th off the pace. So actually, instead of Michael, is Floppy going to be on another? He is on another quick one. Let's get on board with him in that Lexus. Let's see what he can do as we get the run down towards Eau Rouge. No, Dale, your Bolton's not in yet, mate. So he's invalidated that one, so he's not going to stay on that. And nor am I, funnily enough. Right, let's change camera angle. Right, where are we at? So those two, I want to see a challenge. Who else is in there? So Lely, Will's improved. That's good from you, Will. Traction, Spacey, Crazies is 1.6 off the pace of his McLaren so far. Joe's popped a time in. He's 9th, 2 seconds off the pace. And then Remville's also popped one in at the moment now. So he's a 145 Lexus. He's 3.5 seconds off the pace. Fresh Jinx is 6 off the pace in the Porsche, but obviously that was probably a sighter lap, I assume. Let's have a look, see. Let's have a look, and a sound of that Porsche. Let's see how she's handling. Coffee time. Buy me a coffee. Comes by Peeps. Thank you. I should also add, actually, thank you to the people that have so far bought me coffee. It's very generous of you. Every little ounce it goes towards getting more gear to do this for you guys, to make it better. It also goes towards the servers. So it's win-win for everybody. So he's currently 3/4 of a second up on his last time. What's he running there? Traction on 4, brake bias 56, okay, ABS on 3, map 1, okay, so he's going to be around a second up. There's bags more time than there, mate. 2:24. Come on, Fresh. There's bags of time in there, mate. Bags, bags, bags and bags. Who's catching you up? There, that looks like a naughty Lexus, doesn't it? Yeah, that'll look nice with it. One thing I have noticed, ladies and gents, I'm sure you have as well, if we look slightly upwards, yeah, so let's not look at the Lexus, let's look up there a bit. I spy some pretty dirty clouds, and we do know that the FRL gods that deal with, there we go, that deal with the GT3 Sundays, they do like to, they do like to make sure that the weather is as close to real life as possible. So, Lely, so he was 4/10 off the pace, well, he's just smashed that. So he's just done a 2:18.684, and Spazio, I said, was also looking pretty racy in that Ferrari. He's also improved to put himself into second place at this stage, 42 thousandths off Lely, which means Michael is only 93 thousandths off Lely. So if we're now starting to look at these gaps, you've now got the top 7 are all within, and I'm not talking, you know, this is quite close. The top 7 are within 4 1/4 tenths. That is close, yeah, and things will get closer as I beg off Fresh Jinx because he's having some issues there, isn't he? So can Crazies close that down and get in the mix as well? He is currently up on his time. Let's see how you're getting on, Crazies. Thanks for the like, Dal. Appreciate that. And I didn't know that the Porsche should be on map 8, my friend. I didn't know that at all. Is that because map 1's too aggressive? Because with the Ferrari, map 1 is like really, really aggressive. And most people generally use map 2 or 3. Still delivers the same kind of performance, but it's not as punchy. Is that what you're trying to say about the Porsche? Be interesting to know. So Crazies is 2 1/2 tenths off currently on his previous best lap, as he's on the run down the back of the track. See how he comes on with that. Well, yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, there's 3 people in here. Well, probably 2, really, because I'm one of them. But hey, that's more than last week. I don't know what happened last week. It was dead on all platforms. So, and if it is today, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give myself a great show. Right, so Crazies, he's nearly lost all that time out the bus stop there. He's not going to be happy with that. I'm not going to be happy with that at all. He was like 3/10 up and he pretty much lost all of it. So he currently stays 8th. Will's in the pits in 7th. So who's going to be challenging? Who's 114? That's Marek Mariola. Let's see what he's going to do. I think he's just gone on to a quick lap. So Lely, Spacey, Michael and Traction still in. Floppy, GT, Jamie. Okay, Joe's put himself up to 9th currently. Andy's doing really well. He's in 10th in his McLaren. Again, remember, Andy's just done that 2 hour race as well over on the PS5. So again, these guys are going to just be getting used to, you know, obviously it looks different, it's going to feel slightly different as well, so it might take them a lap or two just to get their eye back in on this front. Renville's currently 11th, 2.6 seconds off the pace. Deadfish 2100 with the car number 21 in his Lexus, he's 2.8. I mean, if he was 2.1 that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Marek's 13th, looking for some in his 114 Ferrari. Miles is currently 14th in the Bentley. Fresh Jinx, we know he's having trouble in that Porsche. He is having trouble in that Porsche. Fresh Brizzle is in the pits. Don't know if he's going to set a time. And let's have a look at the Gamer Dad. Let's see what Gamer Dad can do. Right, so his lap is valid, but it's slower. So he's probably setting himself up nicely. Let's stay on board for a lap with Gamer Dad. So he's going to get one in. Let's see what he can do. Last chance saloon, big guy. So on the run down towards Eau Rouge, who's in there? Sean. Hello, Sean. Had a great race at Silverstone. Good, Sean. Glad you had a great race at Silverstone. Was that PS4 or PC? Let us know how you got on, mate. So Gamer Dad manages to survive Eau Rouge. So on the run down the Kemmel Straight, okay, he's 2 and a bit tenths up at the moment. Currently sat in 8th. I'm sure he's going to want to close that gap. Okay, so down towards Lacombe, just before the curve on the left, hard on the brakes, down to second. Use the green stuff on there, cut that curve, cut this one slightly, not too much. She looked a bit loose on him there. Over to the left hand side, drop it into third, tuck it in right, apex, then straight back onto the power. Use all that curving on the left. Before the curving on the left hand side there, get hard on the brakes, down into first. Again, use the camber of the road. It's like a track, get on there, let it tuck you in, and then follow that round. Be patient, into third gear, power off. That was perfect through there, lovely apex there, ran just wide enough, okay. Down towards Puyon, again, looking on the left hand side, the fence, and there's an orange bit on the fence there, on the brakes, down the gear, turn her in, wait a little bit, then hard on the power. Nice, he's still 2 tenths up, he's starting to lose a bit of time through here though, that was really wide, close not to invalidate. Into Campus, he's having to wait too long, I think he's got his line a bit out of shape there, that's invalid, and unlucky Gamer Dad. Go right, Michael. Here we go, people. Michael's put the gauntlet down at 2:18.4. That's what I'm talking about. That is 2.5 tenths almost quicker than Lely, and believe me, that time by Lely is not too shabby on the PS4 at all. Right, so we're in wait time. Michael sat there, so Lely's on his way around. Is Lely? I can't move it either. We'll have to wait and see, guys. Nice. Well done, Sean, on the PS4. Good pace there, mate, on there. Well done. Well done, you. Don't forget to press like. Everyone has to like it, please, Sean. Right, Lely, what's he going to do as he comes through bus stop? Spacey's gone potentially second. This is a pressured lap by Lely. Lely does not move up. So, Michael, unless something crazy happens, which it isn't going to, Michael Races takes pole position again. For the Formula Racing GT3 Sunday Championship. So Michael's on pole, that is a blistering lap, but look at that from Spacey and his number 12 Ferrari, 84 thousandths behind. That is fantastic. Lenny's in third, but Lenny's done it at 2:18.6, 2:18.7, and the traction's just 2 tenths off, so we've got, that is crazy. This is going to be something else. So let's run through that for you guys. Michael's on pole, Spacey's lining up next to him. On row 2 we've got Lely and Traction Dave, only a couple of tenths behind. Row 3, Floppy Fox, strong from him again, and GT Jamie, as you would expect, he's always strong. Friedman and Gamer Dad are then 7th and 8th. Gamer Dad's obviously turned up and done 1.5 laps. Well done. Crazy's is behind Gamer Dad with Renville, that's a good lap from him. Joseph Tro lines up in 11th place next to Andy 911, who's just done his endurance. Deadfish 2100, that's a good showing from you, big guy, with Marek Mariola. And then we've got Miles and Fresh Jinx are just behind them. A bit further down we've got Daz Parker. Is Daz actually in then? Daz Parker and Fresh Brizzle. So that's what that is currently saying. So it's saying we're still in qualifying, but I don't think we are. I think we should be in the wait time. Big time. Okay, so these guys may have just been in the server earlier on, potentially. So let's see what happens with that. Just have a quick look at the live chat, see if there's any questions in there or anything like that. Yeah. Many thanks, Sean. I really appreciate that, mate. And yes, Dale, it is quite tight. I won't use your exact phrase, but yes, pretty tight. But that's what I expect in Tier 1, and that's what I love about it. I mean, as I said, I mean, actually, you guys are going to love this. I know we're starting a GT3 league on a Thursday for the PS5 guys, of which Gamer Dad really wants to be a part of. As we know, he loves everyone in the PS5 world. But obviously the numbers aren't huge on there yet, because there's only a limited amount of people who have been lucky enough to put their hands on one or can race on that day. So instead of me doing the comms, which is obviously what I would have done, I am coming out of retirement. So I'm going to be driving on Thursdays. I have pre-warned everybody. You know, like this, for instance, this lap by Michael at 2:18.4. I mean, what is that? What is that? You know, if it was me, it would have been like a 2:17. No problem. And that's why I do this part of the show and not that part of the show. Only joking, only joking. But I am racing on Thursday, so I'll stream that as well. I may do a sort of comms driving stream just for the crack, see what it's like. And then you guys can see just how good I am in terms of these boys. So I'm looking forward to this race. Coop's competition this week, I haven't done one. As I say, I'll be doing that endurance thing. So again, I apologise for that. Next week we'll have a bumper one. We'll do a double one next week, okay? Because of that. So we've now moved into race mode. 3 minutes to go. 17 on the grid. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Okay. Dow's going to bully me on a Dow, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? What, for a Thursday? I need to see the answer to that before I say anything else. Sean says, oh, look, a flying pig. Is that for me being that fast? I don't know. You don't know, Sean. You haven't seen it, mate. I've been doing comms for 3 months. Michael's in. Floppy Fox Michael is in. Hello, Floppy Fox Michael. Best of luck, buddy. Like it, please. And Keno wants a race. This is the thing, right? Because you guys all hear me and see me, you know, multiple times during the week. Everyone probably thinks, I wonder how quick Coops is, because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And you're right. I do sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I do. But can I put it into practice? That is the question. And we're all going to find out on Thursday, aren't we? Yeah. And I know if Timmy was here right now, he'd be saying, oh, I think Miles needs to mute his mic there, maybe. If Timmy was here right now, he'd be saying, well, I can't say what he'd say because I'll probably get banned from YouTube, but he'd be saying something along the lines of, yes, yes, of course, BS, 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 and then he would beat everybody, because Timmy is, I believe, probably the quickest person on here. But we'll have to wait for him to get his kit in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, 217, Sean, that was conservative. That was a green track. Anyway, cheers. Mike says hi. Good. So we have an optimal track. 24 degrees ambient, 29 degrees on track. This is asking for quick times, as we just saw in qualifying. Some pretty special times there. And yeah, I was hoping Yvolton would be in, Dal, because, well, he's not, obviously, but
30 seconds.
I'm glad I'm entertaining you boys. Chat amongst yourselves. Right, 20 seconds to go before we get on board with this formation. I don't want to be on Michael. I'm going to go on with Mr. Michael. Michael Firth. I want a different Michael. Floppy Fox. We're going to go on with him to start with. Okay?
10 seconds.
No pressure. No pressure, Floppy. Right, guys. So this is the Formula Racing League GT3 Sunday, round 2, race 1 from Spa. So again, you've just joined us. It's a 2-race session. So we have race 1, we have 15-minute qualifying, we have a half an hour sprint race with a mandatory stop where you must take tyres, fuel is optional. And then we have a shorter qualifying session for race 2. The top 5 from race 1, they are not allowed to qualify for race 2. They can come out and have a look for tyre pressures, etc. But they can't qualify, and they start in reverse order. So first is last, second is second last, third last, etc. Okay. Race 1 is always brilliant. Race 2, in my opinion, is epic. Always. Yep. There's that word again. My favourite word. In fact, somebody within FRL was using that word the other day, and I need to find out who it is, because that's my word. I'm a Patreon. I get that word. It's mine. Your Volton's in tier 2? Yeah, I suppose so. Can't really argue with that. Yeah, so watch out, Dal. I'm going to seriously kick your beehole. Well, you won't be anywhere near me. No, I bet you will. I haven't done a race since I did the cut. So when did I start doing the comms properly? End of December. So I haven't raced since the end of December. So I'm a bit nervous for Thursday, honest. Right. Anyway, so let's have a look. Let's have a good look at these chaps. Half an hour sprint. Track conditions, I would say, are perfect. And, well, Floppy, I mean, I know people talk about the commentator's curse, but I really want you to do well, mate. I'm watching you. Oh, Dal. That is fabulous. Thank you, Dal. Thank you very much. Dal was waiting for me to do the comms properly. I'm building up to it, mate. What I wanted to do was practice with you bunch of peasants, and then when I get offered a job at Sky or WEC or something like that, then I'll really concentrate on it. That's what I was thinking. Dal, I've been doing 2.5 hours of endurance racing commentary where there was only 6 races in there. Yeah, can you imagine the gaps between them? Can you imagine the action I didn't have to commentate on? So that's why I'm really looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this one. Okay, so I'm going to ignore the live chat for a little while and concentrate on what's going on here. So they're all formed up now 2 by 2 as we are getting ready, coming through the bus stop. Now, some people make the mistake of thinking they're going to start here. And I've never made that mistake apart from the last time we raced here. So they don't start from here, guys. They go round. The first corner, and they start on the other street. Gabby Roslin, nah, she's not my type. Not a blonde fan, mate. Right, here we go, guys. So here we go. As they're all formed up. Is Michael going to have the staying power? Yeah, is Traction going to have the staying power? They've just done a massive race. Right, and they're off. Let's just keep an eye on that. So, coming up towards a Rouge. Okay, are we clean? We look clean. We look clean so far. Okay, everyone's survived. Okay, well done you guys. Right, so Michael is being chased down. Hunted down. Let's get on with Lely so he can see all the action going on there. So, Spacey looks like go. That was a bit of a late call, wasn't it? Right, so you can see Michael's in front. Spacey's all over the back of him. We're currently on with Lely in 3rd place. Lely's got Floppy Fox, who's applying a bit of pressure. So Traction's lost a position there. He was 4th. So even if Floppy's carrying a bit of damage from that excursion to the wall on the warm-up lap, we've all done it, he's doing pretty well at the moment. So this is the frantic part now. No one's tyres are in the window properly yet, and everyone obviously wants to be a hero, but he's also defending from other guys trying to be a hero. Let's go back. Let's go back up to GT Jamie. Let's see how he's getting on. Actually, let's go on board with Traction. Traction's lost a bit of pace there, so Floppy through campus, looking to apply the pressure to Lely. He's got plenty of space behind him there, doesn't have to worry about that. We keep an eye on the proximity meter. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there. Slight. No, he's not going to make a move there. Okay, I see what I was saying. I was saying this when we were doing the lamp guide. If you're slightly offline there, you could just blip the throttle quickly and it will pull the car back in. I think he could have done that a bit quicker, but he hasn't lost too much time. It looks like Traction's about to come under some pressure there. So Traction's got GT Jamie all over the back of him. Again, this is some good racing to start with. We will obviously go further towards the back of the field soon. Oh, come on, Jamie's all over the back of him. Let's keep an eye on that mirror. You can just see the rear quarter there of the Ferrari. So Traction is now going to be losing time because he's not thinking about what's going on in front of him. He's too busy concentrating on GT Jamie behind him. But whilst all this is going on, Gamer Dad, keep an eye, he got a good drive out of there, trying to do a switch on him. Traction comes across slightly to cover that off. But all the while these two are fighting, Gamer Dad is in 7th place. What a great view this is going to be. Are we all safe? Just about. Okay, who's got a better run down there though? That Ferrari. She's in the tow, you can see that. You can see she's starting to gain. What are you going to do, Traction? Oh, Traction's gone deep. He's gone slightly deep there. And that's a good line from GT Jamie. So these boys are having a whale of a time, aren't they? Really? I'll come off there now, and they'll probably they'll probably swap positions now. So up top, Michael's still currently out in front, 4.5 tenths ahead of Spacey, who's keeping him honest, no doubt. Lely's then just behind them, keeping a watching brief. Floppy Fox and Traction, they're having obviously a great race together. And GT Jamie, we know as we've just been on board, is all over the back of Traction. Gamer Dad's hanging on to the back of them. Then we've got Joseph in 8th place. We've got some action going on there. Crazies is trying to make a move on Renville. He looks like we just breezed up the inside of him there and put on him, and that's a brave move that is. So Renville loses out. So Crazy's there, but if you can see, Crazy's teammate Andy is also closing up onto the back of Renville and that Lexus. So Renville's in a McLaren sandwich at the moment. A nice coloured one. Well, I mean, if your bread was that colour, you'd probably think it might be off, but we won't worry about that too much at the moment. Still the same up top, no change there. Floppy, Traction, Jamie, Gamer Dad, Tro. We're on board with Crazies at the moment. He's just got free of Renville. I might go on board with Renville and see how he deals with Andy. Remember, as I said to you earlier on, Andy was in the endurance race. So, I mean, believe me, I've been sat in this chair for hours doing the commentary so far this evening, and, you know, I'm feeling a little bit stiff. My back, Dal, head up, gut up please. Yeah, so if these boys have been sat in rigs for ages, you know, kicking pedals around, then I'm sure they're feeling it as well. But Andy's going to have a chance here. No, nothing happening there. He's got a good drive out of there though. And then who's in the background? So Marek is catching up, and Deadfish. So those two are having a good battle as well. We just saw those two coming through. And someone's coming out of pits. So Fresh Brizzle has been in and done an early pit stop. So he's got it out the way early. He does. Oh, who's that turned around? Floppy Fox. That was Floppy Fox. What's happened to him? Oh dear, Floppy. Where are you? Floppy Fox has obviously lost it coming up Eau Rouge. That is mighty unfortunate. That is mighty unfortunate. Let's see what it looks like. Pretty messy. Wobbly bonnet, cracked windscreen. Look, his steering wheel. Look at his steering wheel. He'll be lucky if he gets round this lap. Michael, if you get round this lap, well done to you, mate. I'll give you driver of the day without throwing it off again. So, Michael's up front. He's now got a 2-second lead to Lely, so that's definitely some breathing space for him. Traction is still in third, but again, he's now a couple of seconds, nearly 3 seconds behind. GT Jamie's still applying the pressure, and Spacey, so let's go on board with GT Jamie, because Spacey's right behind him, well, was, as Jamie looks to try and force an error out of Traction again. Spacey's just keeping them there, but all the while behind, GT Jamie's getting a bit of oversteer there. Okay, cool. So GT Jamie has just, well, he's backed off a bit there. Look at the run Spacey's got on him. Okay, I can feel, oh, he's giving him a little flash. He's gone left. So he's just got to, that's teammates. Interesting. So the two Ferrari boys swap position. I think that was probably coordinated. It looked coordinated, certainly, in terms of the flash and then the move inside. But again, Gamer Dad is keeping everybody on. Look at that, 20s, 20s. They're all in the 20s, those four. So Gamer Dad's not out of this at all. He's slowly just chipping away. No change in the top four then. Then we've just been watching Jamie, Spacey, Gamer Dad. Joseph's in 7th, Crazy's 8th, Renville was 9th, and Marrick's making up the top 10, a couple of seconds behind Renville. Then we've got Miles in 11th, Deadfish is 12th, Andy's put it in the pits, as has Fresh Jinx, and the Porsche, Floppy Fox, is just getting to the pit lane now. You know what though, I have to say, come on guys, Floppy Fox, yeah, a lot of people, when they had that crash, where they had that crash, they probably would have ported to the pits, yeah, and he hasn't. He's driven the entire lap round, as you would do in real life, to put that car in the pit. So fantastic, well done to you, because a lot of people wouldn't have done that. Will's 16th and Fresh Brizzle is 17th, but they have both already done their pit. So we've got another 3 in the pits at the moment, so that could be pretty cool. Let's go on board with GT Jamie, because this is where we've got some fighting happening. So Gamer's trying to get on the back end of him, maybe pick up some tow. See, the Ferrari needed to be in 3rd gear there. A nice tight line through there. So Traction's doing quite well in front of Spacey, just to keep a gap. And then obviously we've got Spacey there and then GT Jamie. So, I mean, these guys, in terms of playing the points game, are doing extremely well. That would be a really good haul of points for them. Can't really complain about that at all. So Michael's still up top. He's dropped a couple of attempts to Lely there. Traction's doing really well. So Michael and Traction, in terms of, again, team points, 1 and 3. That's looking quite juicy for those boys. Gamer Dad is doing nicely in 6th place, with Joe a bit further behind him. Crazies is closing down Joe at the moment, and that looks pretty close. 7/10ths, it's closest battle we have on track at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then, so it's still 7/10ths. Yeah, we'll just stick on that at the moment. So I think Joe and Gamer Dad are also teammates in terms of, I would say, the liveries of their car. You only get 2 liveries with the Lexus because they're stingy, that's why. And that's our cold coffee. Won't be having any more of that. Right, Crazies, you can see he is getting quicker. GT Jamie's in the pits. Floppy Fox is obviously still in the pits. I mean, that might be the end of his race, unfortunately. So let's get on board that Lexus. Yeah. Okay, that's all good. Yellow flag. Who's that? Is that Traction? Yep. Traction Dave has had a moment. Traction. Come on. And I wasn't even on me. I wasn't even looking at him at the time. But so Traction's had an incident there. It looks like he's lost it coming out of Rouge, top of Radion. So Joe's up to 5th now, but you can see he can't take too much of a breath, because Crazies is all over the back of him in the McLaren. We all know Crazies is Mr. Consistent. Yeah, he doesn't make many mistakes. He just holds his pace nicely, and that pace is usually, you know, it's quick. Yeah, it's not alien, but it's definitely always really quick pace. And that's probably his secret, that he can just replicate that all the time. And other people then make mistakes. So, and he starts to close up, so he's got a very good run through P1 there into Campus. Look at him all over the place. That McLaren's working really nicely through this part of the track. And Joe's just trying to keep him at bay. It's only 4/10ths though. That gap's going to come down, I feel. So even psychologically, you know, Crazies probably isn't sitting there thinking, oh, come on, I want to get you, Crazies is probably sitting there just, yeah, I've got good pace, and he's very calm. Yeah, I've got good pace, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Where I know from driving with Joe, he likes to get in front, as we all do, we like a duel. He's not massively animated, I wouldn't say that, but he might be thinking more in his head, I've got to keep him behind, rather than just doing what he needs to do. That's the beauty of it. So these, yeah, they're nice and close, aren't they? Right, let's just check at the time. So Michael's still doing his job, 1.7 ahead of Lely. Spacey is still third, so he's come through the field nicely. Gamer Dad obviously is fourth. We've had some pit stops. Traction's currently in the pits, getting his car fixed, no doubt. So Joe is fifth, who we're currently watching. Crazy is just behind him. Let's go on board with him. Let's just listen to that engine. Again, you can see bottom right hand corner, you can see all the inputs. So you can see throttle input, brake input. We can have a look at the traction control, ABS. All these things that give us more of a window into what this guy's trying to do with his car and how he likes it set up. Obviously we can see the steering inputs as well. So he stays in third, interesting. We dropped it to second there, get a bit more rotation. Maybe the third was just to keep the car a bit more stable. That car is definitely quicker than the next. So Floppy's come on, obviously he's been in the pits. He came onto the stream just saying he had no front end going up Eau Rouge. Yeah, it was, we missed it on the stream, mate, but that was unlucky, as we've just seen. What's just Joe just taken a wander? I think he has, hasn't he? Yeah, Joe has just taken a wander. Where is it? Yeah, oh, he's gone to the pit. How's he in the pits? Did we just go past the pits? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. So it looks like Joe's ported to the pits there, unless I've missed something. It's got to be annoying. Right, so Lely's putting the pressure on now. Let's go on board with Lely. He's only 7.5 tenths behind Michael. Michael's going for the pit stop. Okay, so here we go, boys. It's time to get things moving. So Michael's got to come and get his pit stop done. Lely's decided to stay out for another lap. What's Spacey going to do? Spacey's coming into the pits as well. Gamer Dad, pits as well. Crazy stays out. Okay, so we've got different strategies going on here. Renville's going into the pits. Marek stays out. Miles is just coming up to the bus stop. And he's nice. I like that Bentley. She looks mean. And his teammate, is that his teammate? There's someone else in the Bentley. Fresh Brizzle, yeah, teammate. Okay, comes up behind him. So, Lely, if you've got anything left in those tyres, big guy, you've got to push it. Now is the time. Because everyone else is sat in the pits. Wow, I say sat in the pits. It takes half an hour to get to the pits, doesn't it? Yeah, it looked like he ported. I definitely think he did. Definitely think he ported there. So, what's that? 50 weeks wages fine? I don't know. So Crazy's now moved up to second place. Obviously he's got 15 seconds to go to catch up, but we've got the top boys are all coming in, starting to do their pit stops now. So we've just seen Michael pull up, we've just seen Spacey pull up. Let's see who gets the quickest pit stop done. And we've just seen Gamer Dad pull up as well. That looked like Spacey's just dropped down from him. Okay, who's going to move first, Michael or Spacey? Spacey's in the white Ferrari, Michael's in the waspy type Lambo looking thing. Come on, who's going to win the pit lane race? I'm not just sitting next to cameras, broke. I genuinely want to see who's going to do the quicker stop. Michael's off. Okay, fine. So, is Lely going to pit this lap, or is he going to choose to stay out for one more? So Spacey, Gamer, Renville. Okay, so everybody would have pitted now, apart from your top 4 in the race. So this is a very, very important part. As Lely comes up towards the bus stop, Crazy's hasn't gained any. He's probably lost a little bit there. It's now 16.5 behind. And Michael's out, and Lely's in. Right, here we go. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, Dal? We'll find out, mate. Right, Joe is in the pits. Well, Floppy's only 193 0.843 seconds behind. No problem. No problem. So, what are we doing with this? We're going to keep an eye on Lely, and we're going to keep an eye on Michael, as Michael's making his way down towards Puon. Puon? It's like I said that one. He'll be wanting to do as quick an outlap as possible without overdoing it on those tyres. Lely? Lely's not even got to his box yet, that's how bad it is. So remember, when Michael came into the pits, he was 3/4 of a second ahead of Lely. Yep, so that's where it was. So that's going to be the gap we're looking for. Is it less than 3/4 of a second? Is it more than 3/4 of a second? And I also wouldn't write out that guy in first place at the moment in the McLaren. Crazy is normally good on strategy. I think he's probably the best that we've got in here in terms of getting that pit stop nailed. Yeah, I know you lot are all going to throw hate at me now on the chat. No, we're all great at it. Yeah, you might all be great at it, but every time I seem to commentate on a race, Crazy's makes up places and time in the pit stops more so than anybody else. So Michael's just coming down there. So Lely still sat in the pits. He's going to need to move soon. He's going to need to move really soon. He's going to move now. If he moves now, it could be close. Go, Lely. Yes, go. No, not enough. Michael's definitely made up time there. He's just coming down there. Although there's the pit. Oh, come on. Right, here we go, peeps. Let's get aboard with Lely. Oh, no, it's not going to happen, is it? Oh, there you can see. So Lely. God, that could have been so close, guys. So Michael keeps his lead, and he's extended that lead. It's saying 2.6 seconds down there. It's probably more than that, to be honest with you. So Lenny's got to be careful now. He's just come out. He doesn't want to really push those tyres, because if he makes a mistake on this lap, I mean, he's 3.2 seconds behind. If he makes a mistake on this lap, then that's pretty much that out the way. I'm sure Crazy's is going to come in and pit now. Yes, he does indeed. So this is what I'm saying to you. Don't rule him out. So he's now going to come in and do his pit stop. Crazy's was 4th or 5th. I think it was 5th, actually, when all the pit stops started to happen. So we'll see where this brings him out. Now, Spazey's lost out in those pit stops because, I mean, look at that. So Will has ended up potentially 3rd place, yeah, and Will pitted really early, you remember. He's got himself up into 4th, but potentially 3rd. And then you've got GT, Jamie and Spazey. Well, they were ahead of him. So Will's done an excellent strategy there at this stage. Don't know how long we've got left for this race. Can't see. I'll have to make a change to that. But if I move the camera down towards the middle, then you'll start missing important stuff going on the track. So I'll have to figure that out. Unless you all want to do some kind of petition saying, stop showing us your face. I mean, I get it. I do get it. But we'll see. Right, so Michael's coming round, coming up towards Radion. Okay, so I don't think he's going to have an issue. Where's Lely? I don't think Lely's going to have an issue either. So we're probably talking between GT, Jamie and Spazey, I reckon, for Crazies. We'll see. Right, let's get on board with these two. Let's get some action going. Will's done, I tell you what, he has done well, hasn't he, to get up to there. Look, it's in the 219s, 219.4. Jamie's done a 220 and Spazey's doing a 218. So we've got people out of position in terms of lap times here. So Spazey, if you remember in the last time I was on board with him, he actually flashed and went by GT Jamie. Again, that looked like it was meant. Careful. Nice through there. Right, now Spazey, he's got free licence now to chase down Will. If you remember in qualifying, I mean, Spazey was quick in qualifying, so we know he's dangerous in that car. We've got 9 minutes left of the race, and he does look, well, hey, I think he's quicker than Will. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. So if you guys watch the FRL podcast every Wednesday evening at 10 o'clock, you'll be aware that, you know, I'm on there sometimes, most of the time. Your Volton's on there, Gamer Dad's on there, and Dell. And Dell's are, you know, as I said, I always big Dell up on the streams for what he does, especially on the PC side, behind the scenes, and he does a hell of a lot of work. And he's just educated all of us in the live chat. Ooh, that was a bit wide there. He's taught crazies everything he knows about pit stop strategy. Yeah, he has. It's right there. You can watch it back. It's right there on the live comments. It says, I showed him everything he needs to know on the pits. I've showed him to do completely the opposite of what I do. Brilliant, Del. Dear. Right, Spacey, you've dropped some time there, mate. See what's going on down the grid. So Michael's still out front, 3.3 seconds. That looks pretty healthy to me. 5.7 seconds back to Will, and then we've got Spacey chasing him down here with GT Jamie just behind him. And I nearly did that mistake there by saying GTJ, but that's obviously a different driver, GTJ 1982. Gamer Dad is in 6th place. That's good for him. You know, I think he started 8th. He's been plugging away, so he's not doing too badly. Crazy's 1.4 behind him. Then we've got Renville in 8th. That's a very good run from him at the moment. Let's have a look at him in the Lexus. Andy in the sister McLaren, he's currently 9th. So he's doing extremely well. And Marek is still in 10th place. So Marek, it's top 10, mate. You're still in there, which is good. Traction's had a mare, I've got to say, from being right up there. It's obviously had a bit of a crash. He's coming to the pits. Whether he has fixed everything in the pits or if he's overcompensated with different changes, it looks like he's a little bit off the pace at the moment. Never fear, you have race 2. Miles V33 and the number 2 Bentley, he's 12th, which is good. I mean, he joined late. Deadfish is 13th, number 21 Fresh Jinx. Fresh, we'll have a look at you in a minute, mate, but I think that Porsche is not liking you too much. Fresh Brizzle is 15th, and Floppy Fox, who had that crash at the top of Radion and then went into the pits, was 193 seconds, I think I said, behind. He's 16th, and Joe, I think, is given up. He's in the pits, 3 laps down. So that is your running order at the moment. Let's have a look at Jinxie and that Porsche. Let's see if she's getting any better. And then we need to keep our eye on Marek, because that's only 4 tenths. So we'll keep our eye on that in a minute. Look at her, she is not happy. We're missing your Volton to show Fresh Jinx how that vehicle needs to be driven. I think that's what we're missing. Marek, let's see what Marek's up to, just behind Andy, and he is close. So let's go on board with Andy so we can see what Marek's going to do. He thought about that, didn't he? He did think about it, and then he stopped, which was the correct thing to do. He's trying to put Andy off. Andy just holds his line through there. Marek looks pretty racy in that Ferrari. I've raced Marek a few times around here, and he is good on this track. It just shows how good everyone else is as well, though. And these boys are fighting for 9th and 10th, and they're not leaving anything off the table at the moment. No, Grizzle didn't have an off. I think he decided to just start from the back. Oh dear, that's going to let him by. Let's have a look in that mirror. There we go. So Marek's looking to dive down the outside there. Thought Andy might try and defend that, and maybe sort of bleed off the brakes a little bit and try and park it on the apex, but wise of him not to do that, I would suggest. So Marek makes his way up to 9th place, which is fantastic for him, not so great for Andy. And then Traction, well, he's trying to come back at everybody at the moment, isn't he? So Floppy Fox, he's still going though, he hasn't given up. He's in 16th place. He knows that there's points on offer still, and again, it's still good track time, isn't it? Oh wow, okay, let's go aboard of Will. Will is under attack from Spacey, and that looked, I mean, it looked like he'd almost got a move done there through the cone, but obviously Will fought that one off as they come up to No Name Corner. So Spacey, maybe he's just having a little breather again. Or maybe Will had made a little mistake and he's just recovered from that. Who knows? So, just under 4 minutes left of race 1. Everything's going to plan so far for Michael. Absolutely running away with this one. He must be confident that he'll be able to come through the field. As we said at the top of the show, and actually Dale's just said this as well on the live stream, it's a very strong grid, it is tier 1, so it's not going to be massively easy. So that was a white flag we've just seen, which means slow car. Can't see one at the moment, so Will looks like he's gapped that now. No, not there, not yet. Let's do it like that. Will looks like he's gapped that. Dude, look, he's gone for the FRL colours on that Ferrari. Nice. 3 Ferraris doing battle, coming up to the bus stop. Well, I say he's gapped him, he looks like he's caught up a bit again now. He does look like he's caught up again. Look at that. A 10th in it. And then GT Jamie behind is a second quicker than them. Wow, so either Will's really holding Spacey up, or GT Jamie's just, well, he's just had an absolute flyer, hasn't he? Here we go. Hold on, boys. Oh, he changed up really early. And that was probably to try and keep the car a little more stable. I feel that was the wrong move, obviously. Spacey makes that move. This must have been what happened on the last lap. Will did think about that. And that was a wise move. Let's just keep on his tail and see if he can force an error. A little bit of a correction there from Will. That was deep. Yep, agreed out. One thing to catch, never to get by. Spacey has made that move, so it's now Will's opportunity. See if he can come back at him. So Lenny looks like he's picked up the pace a little bit. He was 3.2 behind, he's now 2.3. So he might be making a late dash towards Michael, although I think Michael will have that covered. Crazies. Oh, Crazies and Gamer Dad. Very good friends off the track, but how friendly are they going to be on the track? That's the question. And it looks like Crazies has actually got his gloves from Gamer Dad at the moment. So again, it's just putting on slow pressure. So Gamer Dad, but they're going for it. Let's put it that way. Leader is on the final lap. Towards bus stop. Anything going to happen here? I wouldn't suggest anything's going to happen here. We're just going to get close enough just to try and take Gamer Dad's eye off the road for a second. Right, on to their final lap of the race. So nice cut back there. Right, Kemmel Straight, is that where the McLaren is going to be able to make a move? I mean, the Lexus, she's no slouch in a straight line, we know that. But maybe if Crazies can stay, as I said, Crazies could stay close enough to get a little bit of a tow. Obviously, she's quicker through the twisty section. He might be able to set something up by the time they get down to Puon. But I don't think that's going to happen. We will keep an eye on him. So Lenny's got that gap down now to under 2 seconds. Again, I don't think Michael was particularly worried about that. And that's well, this is the closest battle on track. So let's go on Gamer Dad's point of view. Actually, we better see where Michael is, haven't we? Right, so Michael's coming down towards campus. Oh, these boys are close. Right, Michael, I will try and get to you at the end of the race, but we have Azione. Oh, is he? Oh, I thought Crazy was going to do it then. I thought he was going to go for a little dive. And he's thought better of it. Gamer Dad's gone a little bit wide there, but that's totally fine. trailing in there. See those braking inputs. Crazy's knows he's got to get a good run out of there, and I think that's probably what he's trying to set himself up for. He's got a very good run out of there, so he's definitely going to be in that tow. Well, if it's going to happen, boys and girls, it's going to be in the bus stop. See, Gamer Dad does get his elbows out when he needs to. Michael's finished the race. I'll congratulate you in a minute. We need to see how this one finishes off. Gamer Dad's got to go defensive. He's gone. He's left himself the option there. Oh, no, he's lost it. He's lost it. Crazy. Oh, Gamer Dad's lost it on the very last turn. And Crazy's managed to... Oh, wow. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Wowza. And that was a finish and a half. Wow. So Crazy's. Michael, congratulations, Michael. Fantastic win, my friend. Second one of the evening if you count the endurance race. Lely comes home second. Well done, Lely. Spacey third. Excellent. There's your podium. Will with an excellent run with that innovative pit stop there, finishing fourth. GT Jamie fifth. Crazy's finished sixth ahead of Gamer Dad in seventh at the very last corner. I thought Gamer Dad done everything right there in terms of covering off the bus stop chicane. As he did that, you know, the first right turn, I think he maybe squeezed off the brakes a bit or squeezed on the power a little bit too early, and the back end just went a little bit, and that allowed Crazy's to jump up the inside. So good opportunistic move. Renville 8th. Great drive from you, Renville. Marek kept himself in the top 10 in ninth. Traction Dave managed to get himself into the top 10 after a torrid race there. Well done. Andy Cray finished 11th in his McLaren. Well done, Andy. Miles, good run from you in the Bentley in 12th. Deadfish came home 13th. And then we had Brizzle, Fresh Jinx. I don't think that Porsche is your best mate at the moment, Fresh. Floppy Fox finished in 16th, saying dry food. And Joseph was 17th, did not complete the race. So there you go, ladies and gents. That is the result of race one for this evening. If you remember, we're going to go into qualifying in a moment, which will be a shorter qualifying, and the top five, so Michael, Lely, Spacey, Will and GT Jamie, are not allowed to qualify. Okay, they can go out and look at their tyre pressures, but they can't set at that time. And then those boys will start in reverse order at the back of the grid, which will spice it up nicely, I think. So, yeah. What do you think about that, guys and girls? I thought that was a very, very good first race. I'm just going to check that. Don't know who's done that. Some nice comments on there. Thank you, people. We've got a new sub. Oh, that's pay. Thank you. Thank you. I do have to say, I was going to put a little video out the other day, actually, just sort of doing a big thank you, because obviously we have topped 100, and when I started doing this comms, I never in a million years thought that 100 people, I never thought 10 people, let alone over 100, would enjoy what happens here. So thank you all very much. I really appreciate it. You know, it's allowed me to get a nice little custom URL, which is all good. It helps, and hopefully it can grow. And it will only grow if you guys keep liking it, which you do, and I appreciate that. So these boys, they have a little breather now. It will drop straight into qualifying in a minute, and wow, anything can happen now. I don't know if they've got fireworks going off there. I mean, they do normally let fireworks off, don't they, at the end of the races here, but either that's fireworks or gunfire. So, I mean, that's not particularly great if it's the second one. Turn that one down. There does seem to be a lot of wait time today, I have to say. So, track has changed significantly. We are optimum at the moment. I'm expecting it to change more. Ambient 22, actual track temp 23 currently. So I mean, again, it's asking for quick lap times. He's begging. You're welcome to. I know, Del. I know. I know. You are the reason, actually, Del. I mean, if anything ever happens from it, it's down to you. Essentially, you've made that happen. Come on, guys. What are we doing? I mean, this happened in the first one as well, didn't it? It took ages. I'm sure it will change. I'm sure it will change in a moment. But so whilst it's doing that, let's just do a quick reminder. Okay. Obviously, this is round 2. We're waiting for race 2 to get into qualifying. The top 5 can't qualify for race 2. There will be a mandatory stop again in that race. Earlier on today, we did the 2-hour endurance race at Silverstone. Formula Racing, we did that across PC, PS4, and PS5. And obviously, the purpose for that was a sort of no war theme. Everyone had a white livery, a sign of peace, and we're just looking to try and raise some money to go to the Red Cross to help people not just in the Ukraine, across the world that are in difficult situations. So yeah, I mean, there'll be links to that on the website. Again, if any of you need that from me, drop me a DM, email, whatever you need to do, and I can help you out with that. And we're still waiting. And so I need to do this as well. Again, I said this probably an hour or so ago, as we get into qualifying. Fabulous. Okay, so into qualifying we go. We'll start watching that in a moment. Remember, it's a shorter session, 10 minutes, as you can see, just above my head, up there. Yeah, so in terms of what we're doing here, I have set up a little donations page. It's called www.buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops. Again, you can have a look on there. Some people have been very generous so far. Put the odd coffee in there. Anything is welcome, because it goes, when I hit the target, it will go back in towards supporting more servers within FRL, and go towards buying a couple of extra bits to make this look, feel and sound better. Yeah, so it's a win-win for everybody. So have a look on there. It's not Patreon, it's not nothing like that. It's sort of one-off small donation type thing. So, you know, if you like what I'm doing, if you have a particularly great race and you like what's happening and you want to buy a coffee for a couple of quid, it's all in there. Go and have a look. Go and have a look. It all helps. So here we go, qualifying. What we got? So Gamer Dad, he looks pretty racy. He wants to get out there. He's now thinking, right, this is my chance. Yeah, the fast boys, which he finished just behind, you know, they can't qualify. So this is my chance to get a pole and try and run away at the front. So we'll see. We'll see if you can do that. We'll see. Sean, yes, the FRL merch, mate, you can, so you can't really see it from there, but this says Coop's Corner on it. I mean, it should say, but anyway, it says Coop's Corner on it. And yes, you can specify what colour you want, I believe, with Daz. You can obviously have your race number on it. You can have your name on there as well. And if you've got a little logo, like, I know Uvolton has got his, like, crazy man-beard devil guy that he likes to use. He's got that on the back of a hoodie and things like that. So yes, you can. I wouldn't order it on the shop then. Yeah, if you want something more personalised, I would get in touch with Daz Parker. Yeah, on Discord. And obviously, if you don't have his details, shout one of the admins. We'll put you in touch. All right, mate. Right. So Crazy's Gamer Dad comes across to start his first fly out. So you're probably going to get what 1, 2. You've probably got enough for an out lap and. I'd probably say 2 decent flyers. That's what I think. So, through Eau Rouge, Gamer Dad goes in his Lexus, nice and steady through there. It's not bad. It should be in 6th now. Just trying to maximise that. What can you do, Gamer? As we come up to Lacombe, again, before the curb on the left, hard on the brakes, down to 2nd. That's it. Ride that curb. Nice throttle balance through there into 3rd. Get her tucked in. As soon as your apex, full power. I'm not going to do another full lap, guys. I've done about 20 of those so far. No worries, sure. Right, through no name. So he's now is in the red. So he's now losing time in a quick part of the track where you don't want to be losing time, because you will just continue to lose time. As you can see, he's now a tenth and a half, tenth and three quarters down, nearly 2 now he's 2 tenths down, up towards campus. Now he's 3.5, 4. So that isn't working for him. Let's put it that way. So game is there. Game's coming around there. Fresh, or maybe Fresh, maybe his plan all along was to start in the back in race 1, have a clean race, not really get into any issues, score a few points, use it as a warm-up, and then race 2, get out there and try and stick a good lap in. And this one doesn't look, well, it's a 2:09 through there. It's going to be a 2:23, I reckon, by my maths and knowledge of the different parts of the track. Let's see, remember I called a 2:23? 2:22 and a half. Oh, keep thinking 4.5 tenths off. Shocking. So Traction, so Traction should run away with this, really. You know, he was extremely quick in race 1, especially in qualifying. Traction goes pole, is in the pits, Game is in second, Andy in his McLaren's currently in third. Then look at Renville in his Lexus. That's a great effort by you, mate. Let's see if you can improve on that as you come on to do your next flyout. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see if you can improve. Go on, Renville. So I have to say, the Lexus doesn't look like she really poses any problems, really, through Eau Rouge and early on. Down Kemmel Straight, we know she's quick. She's got some good power. I don't know why I'm moving all over the place. I'm not even in a car. Who's in front of him? Dead fish. Blue flags. No, don't think so. So there's a couple of tenths up so far, so he's having a good lap. Just get that tucked into the right. Go on, Renville. Go, go, go. Nice. Go, 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 go. Lost a little bit there. But he's still having a great lap. He's currently in 5th. Let's hold it together. It's so important to get your lines right. It's always important to get your lines right. But I mean, especially on this track, in that section through campus, because it sets everything up. You know, that little twisty bit through campus, and then especially here, the trail in here, and just getting the right angle through for that massive run towards, you know, Blanchimont. It's really, really important. I nearly forgot the name of that. We've got 5 in so far this evening. Hello 5, famous 5. Okay, let's do a test, right? You're all watching. So, we've got Del, we've got Sean, unless you guys have left. Who else is watching at the moment? Say hi, come on. Sunday evening, coming up to race 2, say hello. It's probably Michael and Traction. Gamer. Probably. That's a very good point, actually. Where is Floppy? Floppy hasn't set a time yet, no, but he's out there at the moment. Let's see what he's up to, because he should be challenging for the front row. He's down at the moment, but he'll have time for another one. Interesting. Well, this one's invalidated anyway, so he's got to set himself up. Excuse me, for a final throw. Mike Alman. Hi, Mike. How are you? I don't know you. Are you new, Mike? Are you new to FRL? How did you come across this? Good to get to know you a bit more. Del, are you dabbing, Del? It looks like he's throwing a dab on the live chat. Anyway, so up towards bus stop. So Floppy's got one more chance to stick that Lexus up on the front row and challenge Traction Dave. I believe he can do that. He has got the pace. I know he had an issue in race 1. Come on, let's push it. Come on. I want to see a good lap. Right. early on the throttle there, that was good. So he's already on the run down towards Eau Rouge. Okay, now we're going to get to see some pace. Just don't do what you did in race 1 through Eau Rouge. Okay, tidy through that. Go, go, go. Right, so he's a 10th up. Should start picking up. You can see the time, it's just clawing that time back. So picking up some pace down the Camel Straight, up towards Lacoon, left hand side. Hard on the brakes just before the curve in there, down second gear. Ride that curve on the right hand side, off the power, ride the left one, squeeze the throttle on now, not too much. You saw him correcting that steering then he tucks it in right. You've got to go all the way wide there, hard on the power, on the brakes, down to first, get it tucked in, use the groove of the road. He's 4 tenths up nearly, losing a bit, no, gaining a lot through there, half a second now, up towards no name, into third gear, down, flick it into second, keep it tight, power on, go, go, go. Okay, this is a tidy lap at the moment. He's lost a tenth through there though, up towards Pouillon, again, right hand side, orange bit on the fence, there's your turn and brake point. He only has to go down a gear in the Lexus. Oh, get out of the way, Jinx! Ah, oh, Jinx! I think the steering wheel movement we just saw there from Floppy Fox was actually probably a guy at home going extremely angry, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Jinx should have got out of the way then, but yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Well, Mike, you're very welcome with us, mate. I think you'll find the longer you stay and get involved, everybody's friendly here. We do lots of stuff most nights of the week, but yeah, I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. So, qualifying's finished. That's so unlucky. I tell you, Floppy must be really annoyed with that. But hey, these things happen sometimes. Yeah, we know Fresh is having some issues with that Porsche today. So here's your grid for race 2. Remember, it's a 30-minute sprint, 1 mandatory pit stop. So Traction is on pole. Well done, Traction. Crazies is lined up next to him in second. Gamer Dad's third. Remember what happened at the end of the last race between Gamer Dad and Crazies on the very last corner. The very last corner out the bus stop. Those two changed positions. So that's not going to please Gamer Dad being behind him. Marrick's up into 4th place. Well done you, Marrick. Then we've got Fresh Brizzle and Andy, 5th and 6th. Renville 7th. Good lap from him, with Miles alongside him in 8th place. Will Friedman starts 9th. GT Jamie starts 10th. Then we've got Fresh Jinx. I know they're obviously not going to start in that order because the top 5 from the last race couldn't set a time, so they will start behind them. So that is slightly jumbled up at the moment. So Joseph, Dead Fish, Fresh Jinx will all start ahead of Jamie, Lely, Michael and Spacey. Yeah, so that's how that will pan out. So 1 minute left on the wait time, and then we'll get ready to get our race 2 underway for the evening. So are we saying Micah? Is that what you want me to say in that way? Or Micah? Micah or Micah? Yeah? That's what I want to know. But good, okay, last one on Wednesday. Alright mate, it's good. That's good, right. Session's finished on that one. And the other thing, Micah or Micah, which you'll let me know, you'll see when we do these commentary sessions, most of the time a lot of lads do come on and watch. A lot of the guys that are driving also come on and watch and talk whilst they're in these types of moments during the race, and everyone has a good chat amongst themselves, so it's always entertaining. Mika, okay, Mika, right, that'll do. Is that Scandinavian? That'll be interesting to know as well. There we go. Look, we're getting a whole new lesson about someone today. It's fabulous. As we do our usual this evening 5-hour wait for it to change session. So, change session. Didn't say that right, did I? Okay, so we've got one more race to go for the evening. And then, ladies and gents, I'm probably going to go to bed because I've done 2.5 hours on the endurance plus 2 hours on this one. I think I've done enough talking for tonight. he says. So, what's going to happen? What is going to happen in this race? So, we've got the top 5 from race 1. They're all starting from the back. I would be very surprised if they don't all early pit, so they get the pit stop out of the way, and then it's a straight run. I also wouldn't be surprised if the wily old foxes that are Gamerdad and Crazies also don't early pit. Because they could do that. They could do a lap 1 pit stop. Everyone else is going to go by. They're not going to be a mile ahead of them at that stage, are they? So everyone else could still go by. And then if the quicker guys behind them do their pit on lap 1, then they'll still be in front of them, track position wise. So that could be a smart thing to do. Who knows? Sean, are you saying you want to watch Silverstone after this? Well, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't amazing because we didn't have enough people in there, mate. I mean, I did my best. And obviously with the glitch on the cameras that is still there on the PS5, I thought I delivered it quite well. Everything was well covered. Good information on there. The usual, what you always get. But obviously it didn't have the normal bite that we would get from a full grid. And 2 hours is a long time. It is a long time when there wasn't a full grid. There really wasn't a full grid. We ended up with 6 finishers. Although probably the best bit of the race, of that stream, was towards the end I was doing my own impression, my own inter-team impression of Traction Dave and Michael races, yeah, and how they'd be talking to each other at that point. And then, just to top it off, anybody, please watch that. If you watch that stream, don't just jump through it, watch a few minutes, yeah, give me some watch time. And then right at the end, when Traction finishes the race in 2nd place, see what he does to Michael, and that will just show you how much teammates really love each other. So 1 minute 55 to go. I think everybody in there would have made their mind up now on what that strategy is going to be. Optimal track, 24 ambient, 29 on track. So no issues there. I mean, the weather, you see the weather indicator there. No rain indicated for 30 minutes. Race is 30 minutes, so you shouldn't have any issues with that either. So we've got the correct temperatures for quick laps, the correct track condition for very quick laps. So no excuse really. The main guy should be able to come through. I really feel for Floppy. I have to say that. I really thought he was going to bang in a good lap then. There you go. It was a very big kiss, yeah. In the world of racing, where we all love a love tap, yeah, it was like a huge assault. It's probably the way to describe it. Followed by donuts. Alright, come on, let's get this moving. I've got to get up for school in the morning. So, who's my money on? Well, I have to say, I think if Crazies or Gamerdad take me up there on that crazy strategy, yeah, of doing a first lap pit, even though they're at the front, I think one of those two could win this race.
20 seconds.
That's what I think. I do think that. Right, 10 seconds. Formation lap. We're not into the action yet, guys. We've got to do our nice little formation lap first. So we won't. Obviously, we can't stick on him. Let's give Marek. Let's give Marek some time at the start, shall we? There we go. Nice view. You can see what's going to happen. We know it's a very long lap, so we might as well get a couple of minutes kip in whilst they all warm their tyres up. Oh yes, the 488 Evo. She is a beautiful my preferred car of choice, which you will see actually if you do watch some of the Silverstone one from prior on the PS5 with the bug in the comms section. You will see, and actually forgot to tell you, the best part of that stream is at the end after the race, because I take my Ferrari out for a little lap with the controller. I bet you want to see how fast that is, don't you? Especially Dell. You should. I Am Slow is bricking it. Yeah, I agree. It would be horrible as a first lap pit down, but I'm just trying to think of something alternate that they could do, which would put the cat amongst the pigeons. Because if the quicker boys at the back do a first lap pit, which you know you'll normally do, yeah, and it normally works. Unless you're on the same strategy as that, you're never going to keep an advantage on them. So yeah, although it might be a bit annoying, I think if they can just keep clean, because they're at the front, if they can just keep clean and get a half decent lap in, I don't know, I'd be thinking of doing something quirky like that anyway, trying to do something different. Because you don't need to be thinking about the people you're around at the moment, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be the ones you're going to be racing at the end of the race. If you're still in a shout for a podium, it will be the quicker boys. I don't know what you mean, Dal, in regards to that comment you've just made. That's really hurt my feelings. Right, here we go then, boys. So, come on. Let's get this one going. Let's see what happens. Fresh Brizzle, let's see what happens. So he's further up at the moment. Didn't have any issues in the first lap in the last race. Started from the pit lane. Jokes, I'm joking. Right, you lot ready? I'm ready. All 58 of you watching, thank you, I appreciate it. So the guys at the back, they're just trying to sort their positions out. Obviously they've got to be, the top 5 got to be reverse grid from race 1. So Michael's got to make sure he is last, and all the other guys have got to line up accordingly. Looks about right there. Okay, you ready guys? 30 minutes. A little blip. And they wait. Here we go. Race start initialized, and they wait. Come on, boys. Go. Right, let's see what happens. Into Eau Rouge. Top 3 are through clean. 4's clean. 5's clean. 6 is clean. No one's dying yet. 7 looks clean. 8's clean. 9. It's a couple off the track. 9 and 10. That's Will making a big dash at the front at the moment. Let's go back to Deadfish. Okay, so it looks like, and from on the map, everybody is through safely. So at the moment, Traction is showing a clean pair of heels, and Gamerdad throws that one. Sorry, not Gamerdad, because you know why I said Gamerdad? Because the colour of those blooming blood. So Crazies throws one straight up the inside of Gamerdad. Let's see what happens. I'm telling you, get in the pits. Traction's not going to be slow on this first lap. Get in the pits and get it done. I'm telling you. Just to make it different. Right, so let's have a look. So they all come through no name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the top. They are all clear. Let's see who's making moves. Michael's come up a couple. They're back. So Will's doing a pretty great job at the moment. Fresh Jinx. Let's get on board with him. Oh, and commentators could. No, don't hit anyone else. Oh, that was. Wow. You are a lucky boy, mate. You are a lucky boy. Wowza. Right. Whew. That could have ruined a lot of races. Excuse me, but it didn't. And here we have a beautiful little battle here, don't we? So what we got here? We've got, so is that Andy? Yes, we've got Andy, Miles, Joe, Friedman and Floppy. As I did say before, that so Friedman's currently the quickest out of the top 5 that had to start at the back. He's made the most progress so far. He looks like he's lining up a move on Miles there. He's got a duck at the inside. He is. No, he's thinking there's not much room there, so let's not cause a crash. Sorry, I want with Joseph. Anyone ducking in? Is Will ducked in? Fresh Jinx has ducked in. Where's Will? He has. Okay, so we have one who has decided to do the early strat, and GT Jamie as well. So I say this to you guys time and time again, every single week it's the same, yeah? For race 2, get that pit stop out of the way. Get it out of the way, yeah? And then that gives you a clear run. So Renville, he looks like he's having a bit of fun up there at the moment, doesn't he? Let's go on board with him. So he's got quite a good gap behind him. He's chasing down Marek. I think he'd fancy having a battle with Marek, to be honest. Fresh Grizzle's doing really well there, up in 4th place. Again, we know Fresh is very, very quick in that Bentley. He's always quick in the Bentley. So he's putting in a nice performance at the moment. Gamer Dad's still 3rd, Crazy's 2nd, and Traction is still 1st out up front. As you can see them all just picking their way through. Slowly on the power, there we go. So we come up to No Name, little dab, down the gear, took it in, power on, go. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Very easy. So he's only 4/10 behind. He's got to fancy that Lexus. Having a go at that Ferrari at some point, but the Ferrari, she goes really well on this track. I can attest to that. Dad will probably refute it, but then he wouldn't know, would he? And a nice close battle behind them as well. Miles has got his mirrors full of Joseph. And then we've got, oh my god, that is a nice battle behind them. I need to move that. I mean, it looks like Floppy Fox is trying to come through the field. No, oh, Lely's getting in there too. Right, so Floppy Fox is trying to make a move on Andy, as you can see, and he's got Lely all over the back of him with Michael. So this is getting, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Andy's got a bit wide there. So Floppy's taken the left hand side. He's got to be careful that Andy doesn't throw it up the inside and Lely follow him through. Nearly. Be careful, boys. They are. Andy throws it into the pit, so Michael and Lenny both stay out. You can see that. So we know Floppy's very, very quick, and he's got the 2 guys who are also very, very quick behind him. And we're 5 minutes into the race, so things are now starting to get a little bit more juicy. That was pretty close. Oh, look at these 2. Nicely done, Floppy. Just keep an eye behind. Lily comes through. Where's Michael? Where's Michael? There he is. Look, just high. You couldn't even see him there. You couldn't even see him. Both exactly the same line. Perfect lines through there. Come on, Floppy. Move your butt. Lely, I mean, you know, Lely is a one-mate guy, right? He is. No one can deny that. Yeah, he only ever drives that Bentley. But he does drive that Bentley pretty well. Does drive her pretty well. And you've got these guys are only 4/10 between them. So we need to start keeping our eye. This is actually going to turn into a train. You can see that. You can see that this is a good battle. Marek's in the pits, Andy's in the pits. So Will has pitted, Jamie's pitted, and Spacey. So three of the top 5 have pitted from their reverse positions. Michael and Lenny have decided to go long, which is fair enough. That's up to them. Traction's currently out up front still. We'll keep an eye on this battle because they are catching these 4. Okay, this is going to get interesting because we know Floppy should probably be in the top 4, I think, from his pace, certainly through qualifying the start of the last race. So Joe's getting all out of shape on the curve there. He's under some immense pressure from Lenny at the moment. Lenny's just trying to decide where's he going to make a move. But let's think about Lenny. Lenny's got his mirrors full of Michael. And Michael's not putting any pressure on him yet. He's just sat there. just waiting. And Floppy's thinking, right, these two in front are scrapping. What if they make a mistake? I can capitalise from that, but if they make a mistake, I've got to keep my eyes out. But if I slow down to keep my eyes on them, then he's got to come through. Here's bonkers, and Michael's just thinking, come on, right, so one's gone in the pits. That is probably the safest way for any of these guys to survive, to be honest with you, but those two stay out again as they come through for another lap completed. 7 minutes completed, 23 to go. Let's see some good racing, chaps. Right, let's have a look what's going on. Traction's up front still, Crazy's is still second with Game with Dad, so 2.6 seconds between Traction and Crazy's. Game with Dad's almost 2 seconds behind him. Fresh Brizzle still holding 4th place, great drive from him at the moment. Then we've got Miles, Joseph, Floppy, Lenny, Michael. That's what we're watching at the moment, which is epic, and it is epic. And then we've got Renville, who's in the pits. Deadfish is currently 11th, and then behind Deadfish we've got Will, Marek, GT Jamie, Andy and Spacey, who have all completed their pit stops. So that will come into play, definitely will come into play. Let's go on with Joseph now. Let's have a look at this from a different perspective. So Joe is being chased by Floppy Fox, who we've just been watching, who's also being chased by Lely. Obviously Michael is, whoa, Michael's made a mistake. Michael's 8 seconds down. Missed that one when we're too busy talking about people. But Joe is obviously trying to chase and catch Miles in front of him. Again, remember what we're saying at the start, because you've got the 5 fast guys, yeah, that have had to start from the back. This is giving everyone else, who are all really quick by the way, there's no slow people in Tier 1, it's giving all of them the opportunity to have their 15 minutes of fame, to really push on, get up there, grab a podium. So it makes it very, very interesting. Now, Miles is doing a great race at the moment. You've got to think, Joseph looks quicker, and Floppy and Lely are all over that. I wonder what happened to Michael, actually. Want to know what happened to Michael there? Whilst our guys in the chat are talking about Spa pace, which is all good. All good. It's good to share. Lenny's fancying a move somewhere. So Lenny's going for the move. Lenny's not going for the move. Oh, but Miles gets all out of shape, ducks in the pits, as Floppy Fox ducks in the pits as well. So Joe goes through, Lely goes through. So next target for Lely, Joseph Troe. Let's see what he can do. So Traction has stayed out, as is Crazy's and Gamer Dad. There's your top 3 at the moment. We're looking at Joseph, who is being chased down by Lely, and I'm sure Lely will be with him shortly. Fresh, Brizzle, Miles and Floppy Fox have all just dumped in the pits to complete their mandatory stop. Remember, tyres must be taken, fuel is optional. Deadfish is currently 9th. Michael Races is now 10th in the pits. So I can't see damage on that car. I'm sure there is, because he dropped from like there on Lely to being 8 odd seconds behind. So this could have a big impact on his race, because we've got Will, Renville, Marek, Jamie, Andy and Spacey have already pitted. They've already completed their pits. So now Lely's already dispensed. Lely's dispensed with Joe already, and off he goes. So Lely has got a 9 odd second gap to Gamer Dad. The chase is well and truly on there. So everyone else in the pits, Marek fancies a go on Renville. Interesting, boys. And then GT Jamie's coming up towards the back of these two. That's going to be a touch. How close do you want it, boys? How close do you want it into the bus stop? Wow, that was late on the brakes by Marek. That, you've got to say, that was a great move. Good battle, good clean battle there. He was just really late on the brakes. I think the reason why he got that place wasn't, obviously he was late on the brakes, but I think you'll find he trailed really, really deep into that corner, which allowed him to brake later, to brake deeper and have a better run, more stable car. So we're going to go too wide into a Rouge. Yeah, come on, let's have some action. But no, Jamie just flies by. So don't know what's going on with Renville's Lexus there. I mean, those two have just breezed past him. As Michael's still in the pits. So a couple of places lost there by Renville. Michael's still in the pit, so Traction Crazy's gamer, no change there. Lely, and then he's pulled nearly 2 seconds on Joe already, which just shows the pace difference that Lely has in that. But I mean, he loves that Bentley, doesn't he? Deadfish is in 6th, and then everyone else is pitted then. So currently, the highest person off the pit stops is Fresh Brizzle in the 998 Bentley. He's in 7th place. He's got a 4-second lead. Who's that making a move? He's got a 4-second lead currently. GT Jamie and Marek. So Marek's pulled another one. These two are going to have a good battle, I think. Let's have a look at them. I think these boys will have a good battle. Ferrari versus Ferrari. It's about who's the most comfortable in their car, who's got a slightly better setup, who's braver, who knows the track. That was a late push there from Jamie. I like it though. Jamie's trying to keep himself around the outside, which is now going to put him on the inside, so he's going to get better traction out there. But now, obviously, Marek's on the inside, but Jamie, ooh, rapid dude. I thought Marek was going to hold that inside line there, but he didn't. Jamie just pinged it down the outside, did not let him get back across. So impressive. That was nice. Good racing, boys. Come on, Deadfish. Yeah, come on, Deadfish. Right, nose to tail. So he's got the toe. That's way too wide. That's going to be a lunge and a half if he goes for that one. Thinks better of it. Both hard on the brakes. See a little spit of flames there from the exhaust, but we've got someone coming back to say hello, and that would be Renville. So these guys, they're having a great little battle, these boys. Great battle. So Traction Crazies and Gamer are still out there. No real change in there, in the gaps between them. Lely has closed that down by 6/10. That's a big bit of oversteer there by Marek. So Jamie's pulled away a little bit. No change for those boys. Joe's pitted and come out, so Joe's now ahead, the top driver that has pitted. And who's coming out of the pits? Is that Joe? That is Joe. Oh wow. Okay. Fresh Brizzle, Will, Floppy, Joe, Jamie. Oh, they're all having a fan. Look at this. These boys are having an absolute great time. So Marek is certainly in a battle. If we look down the left, who's that going through there? So Joe and Marek having a battle, and then Renville fancies his chances up the inside. He's going to get late on the brakes. He will easily walk up the inside of him there. So Marek's just got to hold off. Close that door, Marek, because you're going to have Miles all the way up the backside as well as they go through No Name. Look at it. It's just a great battle. Right, Marek, clear head. Calm it down. Focus. Yeah, you've just lost 2 positions. You can get them back, because GT Jamie's 4 seconds up the road. So whether Marek's got a little bit, look at the speed, look at that speed through there, much better line through there than Renville, but he's got Bentley all over the back of him. Just got to be so careful. Miles will think, yeah, I want a piece of this. And you've got to think, guys, this is for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th, yeah, halfway through the race. What a great battle these guys are having. Yeah, you can't complain about it. You can't be moaning saying, oh, who's 10th or 12th or 13th. You won't care. You're having a fantastic time battling these boys, all trying to think about strategy, keep one behind, keep one, take one in front of me. Look at this. Look at Miles coming up the inside. He had to back out of that. It was probably a brave move. You cannot complain about the standard of this racing. Crazy's Gamer Dad. So Traction's pitted. Deadfish, where is... oh, so Traction's pitted, okay, and he's out the pit. So Deadfish is in the pits from 5th. Looks like Miles is going to make a move. He tucks out. Is he going to get late on the brakes? That's going to be close. That's going to be close. He gets that move done. Beautiful move, Miles. Excellent move on Marek there. Unlucky Marek, but that was as clean as you like. So Miles moves himself up to 13th. He now wants to chase down on Renville. These guys are just having fantastic races. Will Friedman's he's mounting a serious challenge on our old Fresh Brizzle. Let's have a look at Will's Ferrari as it tries to impose itself on the Boatley. I don't think Fresh will be particularly concerned. I mean, he doesn't seem that. He seems a very chilled out character. I mean, he tells us certain activities that I know he's a chilled out guy, maybe too chilled out sometimes. You know, and he's quick. He's always quick wherever he goes. Will says he's not an alien. Says he's not the fastest. He's just consistent. And I think he's been a little bit modest there. Will is extremely quick. Yes, he is very consistent. Same as Crazy's. Very consistent, but very quick as well. And Fresh made a mistake there. So again, Will all over the back of him. So now it's going to get interesting. The pointy, squirty nature of that Ferrari versus the wallowy power of the Boatley. Which one will prevail? We shall soon find out. See, even from here, I'd be thinking about how you're going to set this move up. I'd be thinking you've got to be aiming for down towards Le Com. From here. Yeah, just harass the guy enough now so that he gets put off. He's probably going to think, oh, you're going to dive down here, so he's going to get offline a bit, then pressure him into the first corner. He's going to think, we're going to make a dive down here. Make sure you get a better drive out there so that you can get through a rouge and, you know, down the Camel Straight, then duck it down the inside for Le Com. That's an option. Will goes really wide there. Where you gone, Will? There he goes, coming back on track. There he is. I mean, I know you want to put him off and everything, but I mean, you're putting me off, Will. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Watch out, someone's coming out of the pit lane. Right, so Fresh Brizzle. So he's lost one, he's lost two. There's that Lely coming out. Yeah, so Lely's going to want bite. That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. We haven't seen many massive crashes up there. So Traction. He's done it again. Done it again. I called this in the last race, yeah. Crazy's is very, very good on his pit stops, and Crazy's was in second place. He's done his pit stop. He's now in first place. Traction is now demoted to second. Gamer Dad is still third. Will is fourth. Remember, Will pitted early out of all of the top five from the last race. He's been fourth. Floppy's fifth, and then we've got Lely sixth. Fresh Brizzle's only half a second behind in seventh, but he's going to get slower because he's just had that crash at the top of Radion. So GT Jamie's currently chasing him down, and in terms of fast, well, I think there's going to be a move coming shortly. He just gets out of the way. That was wise. I actually have to. Oh no, GT Jamie I think was looking. GT Jamie I think was actually looking at Fresh Brizzle there. Just going to say, Fresh Brizzle, that was great driving. You know you've got a damaged car. Yeah, you don't want to get in anyone's way, you don't want to cause any issues, and you pulled off out the way. And I think as GT Jamie went by, he's probably looked in his mirror, he's probably gone and had a quick look up there as if to go, what's he doing? And then he's not linked up with what he's doing with his feet. That's costly. That is costly. So Crazy's 4/10. Traction Dave, come on. Traction Dave wants a win, right? He's been threatening a win for weeks without getting one. He keeps threatening a win, but he doesn't get one, and it's usually because, unfortunately, he's so desperate and tries that hard. I can imagine him now on his little face cam, where we were like, how are we? I can imagine it. I'll watch the other one. Come on, don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. He tries that hard. He really does. Crazy's got 7/10 on him at the moment. It's now 6. So, does he have the pace? He's got 3.3 seconds back to Gamer Dad, and then a big 8 seconds back to Will. So that shouldn't be a worry for him. He's got 9 minutes. Look, he's fighting already. He's got 9 minutes to put some pressure on Crazy's and try and find a way past. Now, Crazy's has won lots of races and lots of championships within Formula Racing League. Okay. I said this in the other race, and damn it, echoed what I said. He's not going to be flustered at all. He knows that Traction is under pressure to win his first race. He knows that. So can you do it? Can you do it, Traction? I would love you to win a race, but I'd love Crazies to win a race too. I'd love all of you to win a race, but and well, we're all pretty well gapped now. Andy is 7/10 behind Spacey, but that looks like it's grown. So we have to stick on this one. This is the closest battle on track, and I'm glad to say it's for P1 and P2, guys. Come on, there's 4 watching. Who do you think is going to win? Come on, guys, give me a shout. Is it going to be Traction or is it going to be Crazies? Who do you think? Tell me. Tell me. Traction's got a good run up there. Right, what's he going to do? Crazies will go defensive. There you go. Takes that defensive line. Traction thinks, I know if I'm going to do this, it's got to be done the hard way. They both go deep into there. Okay, so that's a warning shot. So Crazies knows that Traction is brave enough to go really deep into the bus stop. Obviously that's lost him quite a bit of time there. And Traction knows that Crazies will go long into that initial braking zone. Obviously he didn't have the perfect line through there, but that's first shot call. See what happens next time. I think so, Dale. That's what I'm saying. I think Traction's got a lot of he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. But hey, we'll see. He's got 7 minutes. He's driven fantastically so far. Crazies, you would expect nothing else from him, and that's not taking anything away from how well he's driving. It's just, you understand, if you watch this enough, you understand that Crazies will very, very rarely put a foot wrong. Now where's, so Gamer Dad is 3 seconds. Okay, so Gamer's pulled his down by 4/10 at the moment, so he really wants to come and join this battle. Well, obviously these two don't. Well, Traction doesn't want him to join this battle, obviously. Let's just keep looking elsewhere. So that's getting nice and close. Gamer Dad's now 2.7 behind. He's going to start coming into that picture soon. Will's still in 4th. Floppy's having a great drive in 5th at the moment. Lely's under a second behind him, so Lely needs to try and take that place, wants to get as many points as possible. As you can see, Traction's really closing up on him through campus. Okay, this is getting tasty, and Gamer Dad is definitely in the background. Right, through. Through the Stabilos up towards Blanchimont. See what goes on. Many thanks for that comment, Mika. Appreciate that. If you do like it, mate, please press like. Yeah? Then other people can get to watch it as well. And a sub would be great, and a donation of £5 million. I mean, I don't mind, whatever you want to do. No, but seriously, press like if you want to see more of it. I do the comms Sunday, Tuesdays. Press sub, you'll get it all. But pleasure, always do it, like doing it for you guys. So Crazies is still doing his thing. He was 3.5 quicker on that lap. Gamer Dad is slowly plugging away. Will's done a 2:19.1, so Will's actually quicker than the top 3 on that lap. 2 seconds. Gamer's coming into this. He knows these two are going to start fighting at some point. And Lely has made that move on Floppy. Okay, so Lely's put himself up to 5th. That's a good run from him. Who's got a drive through? Number 1, that's Michael. Wow, what's going on with you, Mikey? So, Michael, having done the business in race 1, is having a terrible race 2. At the back almost. Well, he is. Fresh is in the pit, so Michael's essentially running last. What? No way. He's done it. Traction's done it again. Traction! So Traction Dave has, I think, had a coming together with Gamer Dad. Something's happened here, because Crazies was 1st, Traction was 2nd, Gamer Dad was 3rd, remember? Yeah? And we missed that because I was looking at Michael with his drive-through. Traction's pulled over there, maybe to let Gamer Dad through. I don't know what's happened there. And so those two have ended up all the way back. So again, Traction was maybe 3/10. So Traction's probably lost it. I think Traction's probably lost it going through Eau Rouge, because he was very, very close to Crazies, remember? He was only sort of 3/10, 2.5, 3/10. So he's probably lost it going through Eau Rouge. And obviously Gamer Dad was only 2 and a bit seconds behind them. So Gamer Dad has probably then collected him, and they've both had the crash and gone. That's probably what's happened. So the upshot to that is Will Friedman is up to second place, Lely is up to third, and Floppy is up to fourth, which is fantastic for him. Feeling for you two, Gamer Dad and Traction, but I mean, schnizzle does happen, and Marek, I mean, he just can't get enough, can he? Marek and Miles, these two are having a brilliant battle today, an absolutely brilliant battle today. Let's get on board and have a look. So Marek versus Miles, take 55. I always plug away, Sean. I have to. I have to, mate. You know, I'm only asking people if they like it to say they like it. I do nothing else, mate. Remember, buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coop. That's a plug. But why not, dude? I've been sat here since 6 o'clock. So, you know, it's not bad, but it's for nothing, you know. Right, 2 minutes 20 seconds to go. I appreciate that, Mika. Thank you for doing that, mate. I do really appreciate it. So Marek and Miles, that looks like it's sloped off a bit now. So nothing's going to change there. So remember, Will did that early pit stop. Will did the early pit stop, like I said at the beginning, of the original top 5 at the back. He went early doors, and he is currently the highest out of those. Lely's managed to fight his way back through to third, and this is why, if you look at previous seasons of the GT3 Sundays, all these short British GT3 sprint series that we had before the update, Lely never runs away and wins loads of races, yeah, but he's always right there when it comes to the championship, because he is always second or third. Yeah, he will win races, but if he doesn't, he will always be second or third. Whereas you've got other players in the championship that, okay, if they don't win a race, they're going to finish 8th or 10th or have an issue or something like that. Yep, that rarely happens with Lely. And that might just be because he's married to that Bentley and he knows her like the back of his hand and never has any issues. I don't know, but the consistency of finishing is always there with him, so he's done extremely well. Floppy, well, I mean, what could he ask for, right? He had a mare of a first race with that crash at the top of Radion, and then obviously his qualifying lap for this one, which I'm sure would have put him up on the top row, was ruined. Fresh Jinx was in the way as they were coming out of Puyon, so we had to get out of the way or take him out. So Crazy's on the final lap, so he's actually done really well to get up to 4th place. Joe's in 5th, good run from him. Renvu must be really happy with 6th. And then you've got Miles and Marek. Those sound like a married couple, don't they? Spacey's in 9th, so he's fought his way back. GT Jamie's in 10th. I think GT Jamie would probably be a good 3 or 4 places higher if it wasn't for the fact that he had that situation when Fresh Brizzle moved out of his way. You remember Fresh had an issue with his car, moved out of his way, again through Puyon, I believe, and then GT Jamie went through and got distracted and ended up in the wall. Deadfish is in 11th place, so he can't be moaning about that too much. Andy's in 12th. Andy, that's a brilliant effort from you. Remember, you've just done a 2-hour endurance race and you've come straight into this, so well done. Gamer Dad's in the pits. He's probably getting out of the car, gonna go and talk to Traction. Dave, he's in the pits. Traction also was just done a 2-hour endurance race at Silverstone, so there may be a little pattern here. Michael Races had a terrible second race after winning the first one. He's also done a 2-hour endurance race at Silverstone. So those boys are going to be mentally fatigued, no doubt, as Crazy's he's having a bit of a crack, isn't he, really, on this last lap. There's no pressure on him at all. 7.5 seconds back. Let's get on board. Let's enjoy the end with Gamer Dad's gloves. Oh, that's probably the lucky charm. That's okay, Sean. That's what I thought happened. Yeah. Deli, you saying my page is empty? They won't have a description on it yet, mate. I'll do that afterwards. Yeah. So there we go. Through there for the last time. Nice and safe. Down the back straight. Up towards Blanchimont. Don't take any risks through there. Nice and easy, mate. We're going to get a nice big key today. No doubt. under the stanchion, on the brakes. Take your time. Beautiful little blip off turn. There we go, ladies and gents. Let's get ready. Well done, Crazies. Right, Crazies takes the win in race 2. Excellent drive, my friend. Very well deserved. Excellent run there. Let's see who's going to take him out. Right, and Will crosses the line in second place. Well done, Will. Beautiful drive in that Ferrari. Loving the colours on that. Lely wants a piece of the action there. And Lely comes home. There's your podium, ladies and gents, for race 2 this evening. Crazies, Friedman and Lely. Floppy Fox, well done to you for finishing 4th. A strong result in the end from what has not been a massively lucky evening for you tonight. So good damage limitation there, I feel. Joe, great drive for you in 5th there, buddy. Well done. Renville in 6th. Miles 7th. Marek in 8th. Spacey 9th. And GT Jamie's going to round out your top 10. We'll wait for confirmation on the others before they finish. So Jamie's finished there. Deadfish is currently 11th. He's going to finish ahead of Andy. Michael's just finished 13th in the pits. Unlucky for some, that was unlucky for you. Gamer Dad's 14th, Traction's 15th, and Fresh Brizzle did not finish the race. 5 laps down in the pits. There you go, guys. So that was Formula Racing League round 2 of this GT3 Sunday series at Spa. 2 races, epic races, pacey qualifying, drama, lots going on, good manoeuvres, battles all over the shop, and some excellent driving. Again, very, very good driving. And that's that. We'll see how that affects all the tables next time out on Sunday. For you guys watching, obviously, it'll be on the website and probably tonight, actually. Will be on there now. Connection failure, of course. So that's it. I think that's been a mammoth evening for me. 58 hours of doing comms. So thank you for everyone that has watched. I will not be on the podcast at the moment because I have committed to drive and then do comms for the Thursday evening league on the PS5, which I'm looking forward to. So in terms of comms, I'll be back on Tuesday, actually, because we're Sunday today, for Tacos Tier 1 on the PS5. 30 driver grid. Last week was amazing. I'm sure this week will also be amazing, so catch me there, and then I'll show you how to drive on Thursday, hopefully. Alright, so thank you everyone, have a great evening. Comms by Coops out.